There are two steps that we want to identify here and confirm. We want to show a relationship between x and epsilon, and then we want to show that as x increases, epsilon decreases. So basically it squeezes those y values into a very small range, and as x increases to infinity, that's almost going to become 0. So it's a way of like determining where that function will end up. So let's look at this relationship. Here's how we'll determine the relationship. We're going to simplify this. Okay, u of x, which is 3x minus 2, over 2x plus 1. We're going to subtract, we're going to prove here that the limit of this function as x goes to infinity is 3/2. So L is our limit. We want to show that there's some relationship. When I first did this, I was like, that's dumb. This is really easy. There's a relationship. I showed it. Right? All I have to do is get a common denominator and show there's a relationship between x and epsilon. Well, there already is one. I just need to simplify this one. All right, so to get a common denominator, I'm going to multiply this term over here by 2 and this term over here by 2x plus 1. Okay, so I get myself, looks like 6x minus, when I distribute, I get 6x plus 1 all over 2 times 2x plus 1. Yeah, that's a plus 3. Nice job. My math is good. Okay, so I want to show that there's a relationship between x and epsilon. And I am about to do that. 6x minus 6x is nothing. And minus 3 is minus 3. So I see this relationship. You could distribute that if you wanted to and make the denominator 4x plus 2. But I've shown a relationship. Step 1, check. All you got to do is have a pulse and make sure your algebra, unlike mine, is okay. Step 1, good. Step 2 is show that as x increases, that epsilon decreases. So all I'm going to do is take two values. I typically like to use 10 and 100, and I plug them in. So let's plug them in. So for x equals 10, we get negative 3 over 2 times, that'd be 21, which is equal to 3 over 63. Does that look good? No. Wow. 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 3 over, try it again, 42. Wow. No, it's not, because the absolute value, right? Because the absolute value. Yes, I finally got something. Could I reduce that? I think I can. Right? Isn't that 1/14? Yeah, 14 field goals is 42 points. Come on. What? Yeah. Yeah. Teams that have troubles getting in the end zone. Right? Yeah. Question. Epsilon is like this, right? That gap, that window of. So epsilon is just this. Let's see here. Um, yeah. So this is L, right? L is this value here. So epsilon is just the window on either side, right? That kind of that tolerance. Okay, there you go. Tolerance. Right? Basically, this is a game we used to play in calculus in college. I know you're like, a game in college. Right? To prove that a limit exists, our teacher would say, okay, I want, if this limit really exists, I should be able to pick an interval around x, and you should be able to give me some interval around L. Oh, cool. Okay, so he picked some interval. Yeah, oh yeah, it was great. And I was like, hey, sir, would you just do 50 burpees right now, and then I'll do that? And he's like, no. I'm going to sit here and drink my diesel coffee and make you do this. I'm still recording, which is great. Okay, so, huh? I think so. Yeah. So basically, he could change the window on delta, and I'd have to prove that there was a relationship with epsilon. That just shows that if he can get as close as he wants, and I can still get closer, right? Yeah. That is a good question. I don't know. Maybe we should do that sometime. Okay, so we're not there yet. We need to show Victor just coming up with crazy things. We're going to do it blindfolded with hot sauce under our eyes. We've shown that if x equals 10, that epsilon will be that this value will be epsilon will be less than 1/14. Now what we want to do is also then plug in 100. Let's plug in 100 and see what happens there. I'm assuming that you're already with me on this. When I plug in a larger number in the denominator, it's just going to make that value smaller. All right, so I'll have 2 times x, that'll be 201. And I get a value of 3/402. And I don't know how many points. I don't think you can kick just field goals and get 402 points. So epsilon has gotten smaller. Right? Epsilon has gotten smaller as x has gotten larger. If that doesn't sit all that well with you, I'm going to pause.